Hi everyone, Sneemaster here. For Invictus, CIG has just released the concept for the new Drake Ironclad and Ironclad Assault. The info is still preliminary, but I'll include what we've been given so far. Info will change with the Ironclad Q&A later. These two variants are capital class heavy armored cargo and transport ships in the classic Drake design, with the Assault designed as a heavy dropship. They are boxy, in a brutalist style, with pipes and metal things sticking out of them, reminiscent of the Aliens movies. They look like widened caterpillars. The ships are just in concept phase and could be a while before they release flyable. They will be 120 meters long, 52 meters wide, and 20 meters high. A little longer than a caterpillar, but much wider, similar to a Crusader Hercules ship in width and height, and much heavier in weight and armor. The Ironclads are designed for a crew of 6. The pilot and co-pilot sit in a command module to the left of the ship, similar to the Drake Caterpillar. The rest of the crew will either be on the upper command bridge overlooking the cargo bay, or in the various turrets or engineering sections. The command bridge does not have controls for flying the ship, but you can oversee and run the various systems and remote turrets, as well as open or close the cargo bay roof. Living quarters are in the back of the ship, but we couldn't see how they are set up. Most likely it'll have small bedrooms, a mess hall, and maybe a basic medical room, as well as an engineering room to access engine components. There is an entrance in the lower exterior port side of the ship with an airlock and ladder. There is possibly a crew elevator there too, but we don't have full information on that yet. There are also other maintenance catwalks outside the ship to deal with repairs or maintenance. The command module on the side can disconnect from the ship, but that leaves the ship without being able to fly. The module is typically used as an escape pod if the ship is critically damaged, but could be used as a shuttle if necessary. That might be useful for leaving the main ship as a temporary fixed base, but it is unclear if the ship will remain running with power without the command module. The command module has a size 1 quantum drive, size 1 quantum fuel tank, and size 1 hydrogen fuel tank, so it can travel a distance if necessary. There is also a size 1 shield and a size 2 remote turret on the command module. There are seats in the command module for the pilot, co-pilot, communication, navigation, and then 6 extra jump seats. If this command module is similar to the Caterpillar, then you might also be able to dock the ship with a docking port on the command module, but there is no confirmation of that yet. You can sort of see a faint outline of a door on the side, but I don't know if it works. The Ironclad variants will come with 4 size 3 or large shield generators, plus they will have heavy armor on the ship. That might be underpowered for a capital ship, but these are definitely the toughest large ships out there. There will be 2 size 3 quantum fuel tanks, 2 size 3 hydrogen fuel tanks, and a size 3 quantum drive. So this ship will be able to fly very long distances. We don't have info on the speed of the ship, but don't expect it to be very fast in SCM or nav mode, even with 6 giant thrusters and 4 smaller thrusters in the back. But the quantum drive should be pretty quick in quantum travel. It also won't turn on a dime with all the mass the ship has, and fuel consumption on planets might be high. There seem to be VTOL engines on the sides of the front of the ship on some rotating wings that tilt when taking off or landing. The Ironclad can carry 1,536 SCU of cargo, while the Assault can carry 1,152 SU in the main cargo bay. The base Ironclad has secured storage up front for a smaller amount of cargo above the loading ramp, but I don't know if that's part of the 1,536 SU or not. The Assault replaces the secured storage up front with 34 jump seats for troops to sit in. There are also other seats around the ships for sitting down in as well. The ramp in the front allows you to load vehicles in the ship, with the Assault variant having a larger entrance for tanks like the Nova to drive in, while the base Ironclad is only able to carry up to Ursa rover-sized vehicles. You can load quite a few of them though. The Assault variant loses some of the cargo space for a repair, refuel, and rearm section, allowing the player to maintain vehicles. The Drake Mule or Argo MPUV tractor would be very useful in loading cargo in the ship. On the base Ironclad, the roof over the cargo bay can retract, allowing you to load cargo with tractor beams or even land small ships. The documents don't indicate if the roof opens on the Assault variant, so we might have to wait for the Q&A to confirm that. We don't know the maximum size of ships you can hold either. It might depend on the size of the cargo bay, but for sure snub ships will fit and possibly even prospectors and other small ships. The base Ironclad comes with 3 size 2 tractor beam turrets, while the Assault doesn't have any tractor beams, replacing them with gun turrets. With the size of the cargo bay, you can probably hold a ton of snub fighters or MPUVs or Anvil Pisces ships. The Assault variant does have a utility mount to fabricate components, which could be useful if the ship or ground vehicles get damaged in combat. For weaponry, these ships have plenty of guns, typical of Drake. The base Ironclad is 1 man size 5 double turret, 2 size 3 dual remote turrets, and a man dual size 3 turret. The Assault has more weapons with 1 man size 5 quad turret, 2 size 3 remote quad turrets, 2 size 3 remote dual turrets, and 1 size 3 manned dual turret. There's also a remote size 2 turret inside both variants for internal security in case of intruders. Plus the remote turret on the command module can be used for extra external defense. If the ship is anything like the Caterpillar, then only the command module guns will be pilot controlled, if even that. All variants also come with 4 size 5 missile launchers that by default have dual size 4 missiles each, for a total of 8 size 4 missiles. They might be useful against medium ships, but fighters might be able to dodge them. There's no word yet if we can modify the launchers to have more smaller missiles instead, or put a single size 5 torpedo into them. We do have confirmation that the missiles are pilot controlled though, but this does mean you can't fire them if the command module is detached. The Ironclad runs for $400 war bond, and the Assault is $465 war bond, both with lifetime insurance. With store credit, the Ironclad is $450 and the Assault is $535. Right now, Concierge can get the War Bond version with a free Concierge-only paint. The Ironclad comes with a gray and red paint, while the Assault comes with a gray and yellow paint. There is a Concierge-only paint that is dark gray and silver, and it goes for $16. So these Ironclad variants are designed for getting cargo and vehicles to their destination in the most dangerous situations. They aren't pretty ships, but are designed for a single purpose. They carry more cargo than the Caterpillar, Galaxy, or Crusader ships, but less than the Hull C ships or above. The cargo is all internal, so it keeps it safe, plus all the shields, armor, and turrets are there to ensure it stays safe. You could consider these ships as larger, heavy Hercules transports. The opening roof, at least on the base model, is useful for either grabbing cargo easily with tractor beams, or deploying snub ships for defense or transport. The Ironclads would be great for civilian, military, and pirate orgs to use in transporting cargo or vehicles in places like Pyro or in combat zones. You could also use the base Ironclad for salvage with the tractor beams and opening roof. The Assault variant would be perfect for combat orgs to land troops and tanks in combat zones, or just as a heavy gunship to attack ground or space installations. Both ships would also be great as semi-fixed bases and platforms for groups in dangerous space. You could use them as storage and hangars for mining operations with prospectors and expanses, or salvage operations with vultures. Medical vehicles should fit in there like the Ursa ambulance or the Pisces R, so it could be used for medical use. You could carry a ton of ground racing vehicles or surface exploration vehicles. The ship is pretty much modular simply by all the vehicles you can fit in, let alone the cargo space. You can also use the ship as a mini carrier, carrying many snub fighters into combat, or lots of MPUV tractor loaders to move cargo. Keep in mind these ships aren't recommended for single players with all the turrets and tractor beams and engineering it'll need, but once we get NPC crews set up then it might work, just not optimally. Best to get your friends to join you. Another thing to watch for is that while this is called a capital ship, it doesn't have any capital size components, just lots of large ones. So sure, 4 size 3 shields is great, but a capital class shield would be much stronger. The same issue occurs with capital class quantum drives versus smaller large size drives on the Ironclads. And the guns are only size 3s and 5s, while real capital class ships could have size 7 guns or above. So be cautious getting the ship into combat with other capital class vessels. It could get seriously torn apart. We also don't have any confirmation that the retracting roof will work on the Assault variant. Plus the Assault has no tractor beams, so maybe the cargo bay on the Assault is purely for front-loaded cargo and vehicles. We should find out soon in a future Q&A by CIG, so I'll update the comments in this video when that happens. Aside from that, I have to admit I'm a sucker for Drake ships, and this ship is the drakiest one there is so far, short of the Kraken. It has all the greebles and things sticking out of it, and it looks like a mean ship that can withstand a lot of punishment. Plus it holds more cargo than even the Hercules ships, while also carrying ground vehicles. So what's not to love? The only drawback is who knows how long it'll take CIG to release it. It could be 2 years or more, so prepare to be patient. And that means the Kraken could be even longer. Alright, so that's it for the new Drake Ironclad preview. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump in as Star Citizen, and you'll get 5,000 extra in-game credits. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. Please check out my Patreon membership to help me make more videos. All patrons and members will have their names listed at the end of my videos and get access to my Discord channel. Patrons and members also have first pick on the next item I will cover, so feel free to sign up and let me know what you'd like to see next. Okay, catch you next time.